Hi, welcome to Parametric House. In this tutorial, I want to show you how you can make a series of towers around a closed curve, as you can see here, or around an open curve. Define how many towers you have, the width, length, and height of each of the levels of the building. If you want to control the count, you can control it here too. And also the connecting bridges. So as you can see here, this is going to be the first bridge. The second one, I can randomize it like that. Or I can select, for example, I want the bottom, the top, the middle, or just want one of that. So I can say connect all of them in the tower 10. Okay. So you can use any technique you want, randomizing it. And the good thing is that you can control each of the connecting towers separately if you want to, or randomize it with just a click and create this connecting output. So remember that you can use any closed curve, open curve. I've put this here an ellipse if you want to use it, or you can just use a circle, for example, which you can control the radius. And that's going to be about this tutorial. So let's get started and take a look at the algorithm. If you look at the first part, I've used the curve primitive circle to create a circle here. That is going to be the radius of the circle. And also I've connected a point to it, which is going to be the center of that circle. And the next step is to create a series of rectangles. What I've done here, I've used the curve, division, and horizontal frames, or this one, to create a series of horizontal frames here. Also, if you don't want to use the circle, I've made two internalized curve. For example, if I connect this one, you can see that this is the freeform curve. And if you want to have a closed curve, for example, I can connect that one. Okay. So that's just for those who want to see that they can use other curves too. I'm going to turn that off and go back here. Okay, now as you can see here, we can define the count of these horizontal frames, which are going to be great for creating the boxes. I'm going to go to surface, primitive, and use this center box, which is going to create a box around the plane. And here you can see that it's going to ask you for the base plane. This is going to be great for the base plane. And if I give that box to here, this is going to be the size for the X. This plane is going to be the center, Y. And the Z is going to be actually the height of each of these level of the building. Okay, so you can change that too. And if I bake that, you can see that's going to create a series of boxes on those planes. I've made this because I wanted to make each level and also the towers, which is going to be something like this, separately on the ground, and then make a linear array. Simply create a linear array and just select them with a number slider. So that's going to be like the easiest way of creating it without getting caught into really complicated logic. So here you can see that this is the first step to make the building. For the connection of the bridges, I've used a surface deconstruct brep to create the faces. As you can see here, we have 6 faces here. And then I've used the set list item to select it. Because I didn't know the face number, I just gave a number slider between 0 to 5 because it's going to cover all of the selections. And then I just saw that 1 is one of the faces we want to connect. And this one is going to be 3. So 1 and 3 is going to be exactly what we want. So I've just given a number slider 1 and 3 to 2 list items, and then I flattened them because we don't have any group of data here on the ground. And then I've connected a curve container to it so I can extract the curve of that face here. Okay, so we have both of these 2 faces that we want to. Now what we want to do is to connect each of them to the neighbors, because if you loft these two curves together, so for example, if I don't flatten that, let me just bring it here without any flatten outputs, and then put them into one curve container. As you can see here, it's going to loft them together. So if I loft that, it's going to just connect these together. So it's nothing we need here, just actually creating the box again, because you are lofting this curve to that curve. Now we need the neighbors to work out. So what I've done here is that I flatten both of these two outputs. Okay, so how can we connect the neighbors together? Let me explain this with a area centroid of these faces. And I can go to display point list and bake that. That's the first group of data we have here, and the second ones are here. Okay, so as you can see here, this is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the faces in group 1, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the group second. So what we have to do here, when we lofted that, it's going to connect the 0 to 0, 1 to 1, and 2 to 2. What we have to do is to shift one of these lists. For example, if I shift the blue one, I'm going to go to set list, and we have a tool called shift list. So if I shift this list 1 forward, by default it's 1, and then use another one here, area centroid, and bake that, you can see that the second set is just shifted 1 forward. So now this one can be connected to this one. 1 is going to be connected to 1, 2 is going to be connected to 2, and 3 is going to be connected to 3. So we can just shift list the data here by simply using this shift list component. And we can go here and connect that to a curve container. And now I can graft each of them. Also, another thing I always recommend doing is to simplify it, because when you shift list or offset things, a data group will change. So always try to use the shift key to put it in one container and see that if you have a group of 2. Because as you can see here, if I don't simplify, sometimes they're not going to add up, because we have some extra zeros here. So simplifying is going to make sure that we don't get messed up with the data management section. And now when I loft these together, I'm going to have connection here. You can also use a cap holes to cap it, so it's going to be a complete solid here. Okay, so that is the whole concept here that I have used. Another thing I've used here is the wrap of the shift list, and it says, should it wrap it or not? So what wrap means here is that when we have a closed curve, obviously the closest curve, so the data is going to rotate around it. So wrap by default is going to be true. If I disconnect that, you can see by default it's true. What I've done here is use the curve analyzes, and there's a tool called is the curve closed? It's going to be here, curve closed. Test if a curve is closed or periodic. And I've connected that to the main curve here. So remember that if you're going to connect this here, I think that we have to put it here, right here, okay? So it does connect to the closed test. So here it says true, but what if it's not? For example, if it's an open curve like this. This one is going to be false. It means it's not closed, and the wrap is going to be false, and it's going to give you those bridges correctly. Because if you don't, let's just invert that. The last one is going to go connected to the first one, right? So that is a simple tool with closed. You can make that bridge completely correct. So I wanted to also talk about that here in this tutorial. And that's it. We have this loft thing here. and I capitals it at the end. We can do that later. Okay, anyway, we have the loft here. So we have two groups. One are the boxes, which was the towers levels, and another one is the bridges. Now that we have these two groups here, and let's just turn this off. We have separately here. I just used a linear array. So transform linear array. These boxes, the direction is going to be the z direction. So I just used a unit z. And for the amount, I used this amount we had here. So it's going to be connected to the height. And then a number of count, obviously, how many count you want. So that is going to give you the towers easily with the transform linear array. We can also make a linear array simply the same, and direction and count is going to be the same, but this time with the bridges. So it's going to completely cover all of the connections here. Okay. And as you can see here, let me just simplify this. You can see it's going to give you 6 groups of 19. Okay, so we have 6 groups of 19 for the towers. And obviously, if you want to know what it means that these 19 towers here are in group 0, for example. These 19 here are in group 1. And now if I, for example, select index 5, it's going to say, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to select all of the 5s in the towers, or the bridges, sorry. So what we can do here is to select that with a list item. So for example, if I give this a number slider, you can see that I can select all of the towers here. But if you want to select different towers of each of these connections, you can do something else also. I thought that, for example, we have 6 towers. I can go to params menu and use this gene pool and say I want 6 from 0, and the number is 19. So I'm going to make it from 0 to 19 without any decimals and 6 sliders. That means that we are going to define each of these bridges. Also, you have to graft it. So now, as you can see here, I can select the first bridge, the second bridge. If I just turn this off, turn this on, I think that we have to turn this off too. You can see that we can select different bridges, connections. First one, the second one. And you can also randomize it. As you can see here, it's going to create a random result. So that is going to be an easy way of connecting these together. But if you want to just select one tower for all of them, you can just give a number slider here. And it's going to select between the towers. If you want to don't get messed up in the number of towers we have here, maybe you just increase that to a lot. And then you don't know that if you want to go to 30 sliders. Another thing you can do here is to go and multiply that 30 with a number between 0 and 1. There's a small lesson you can use here too. 0 is going to be at the bottom and 1 is going to be the top. But as you can see, it's going to jump. The reason here is that when you have 30 tower count, it's going to be from 0 to 29. So I have to make this -1 and then multiply that a number between 0 and 1. So I'm going to say minus. I'm going to wire display this hidden so you don't get messed up with the code. 1. And then multiply that here. So that is going to mean, that means that you want from bottom to top. So for example, if you want to select a part of it, I can say from 0 to 1, and I need just 3 towers. With many sliders, obviously here. And now if I want to select it, I can say, okay, the tower is at the bottom. This time we have to take off this graft. Another one is at the middle and another one at the top. Okay. So remember that this one has to be grafted when you want to select each of these towers separately. And you have to always see how many number you have defined here and have the same amount here. And the minimum maximum is going to be exactly as the same amount you have defined here, 30. So for example, we can say 30 and randomize it like this. Okay. But for this one, you don't have to graft it. And you can select between the first one and the last one. So remember that you have to take off this graft if you want to. Or we can simply just make this code without graft here. And then you can give this one to it. I think that's going to be easier. Okay, anyway, whatever you select to use here, and also a single slider can be also used here if you want to. I can select between these towers, and then I can cap hole it. So I use this cap holes here to make them solid. And you're good to go. You can bake these here as B-reps, and you can bake the towers maybe in a layer 1 and bake this one into layer 2. Okay. And let's bring all of them here so you can see it. That's going to be the end of this tutorial. So you can create also with freeform curve like this. And have different connections, or have a closed curve like this one. Okay, I hope that this tutorial was useful. If you have any question, ask below, and see you next time. Bye.